Hello folks, this is Anime Brian returning to my Let's Play of Corpse Party Book of Shadows. Welcome to part 3. Now, I have to admit, that last part was pretty long. It literally went to a double episode practically. I'm going to see if I can prevent that from happening this time. Alright, so I'm on to a new chapter. Chapter 2. Demise. This time I plan on following the walkthrough more closely instead of just going at it. Because I could have ended that first chapter much more quicker if I knew what I was doing. Suzumoto! Ah! What? Why was I lying on the ground? My vision was blurred and indistinct. Maybe it was the blow to the head, or maybe it was because of all the tears in my eyes. I had been forced out through the infirmary door and tossed like a rag doll into the hallway. I could barely breathe and was completely unable to move. I wish I could slip away into unconsciousness, but my agony was keeping me in the moment. My abdomen. I put my hand to it without thinking. A sharp pain flew through my palm as well. Looking down, that whole area of my body was soaked with blood and liberally pierced by large pieces of glass, many of them the size of drafting triangles. Damn. I was certain some of them have sliced all the way into my internal organs. Oh God. Why was this happening to me? Hey lady? No, no! Help me, please! Through my veil of tears, I could just barely make out the face of a young girl with an unearthly blue glow around her. She was looking right at me and seemed concerned. No. As she got closer, I could read her expression more clearly. She was smiling. Smiling and staring into my soul with one good eye and one empty socket. Won't you come play with us? All at once, I was pulled up into the air with incredible force by the other two faintly glowing children. One of my arms was being held by the spirit of a young boy, while the other was being held by a spirit of what I assumed to be a little girl. I couldn't tell for sure since everything above her jawline was missing, leaving me with no facial features to read. Her head was like a half-eaten fruit, with bottom teeth in place of seeds. I could see her vocal cords and flutter and her throat contract with every giggle. Based on her size, I estimate she was still early grade school age. She held my arm tightly, and her shadowy silhouette gazed at me innocently. Her voice box gyrated a little, and her throat opened and closed rhythmically, producing a gurgling sound that might have been a chuckle. She then said, I don't speak in tongues. Can you translate that? Come on. Make it readable, fuckers. Seriously, I just want to read. Come on. Translate that shit. Fine, I'll just read it as is. Let's paint a picture. Let's paint a picture? You can be the pain. Okay. Whatever, fuckers. All three children are now staring right at me as if they were studying an ant's movements just before squishing it with their thumbs. In one single rough motion, I found myself flipped 90 degrees downward. I was facing the ground and I could sense myself moving forward rapidly. Ugh, I remember this scene. Wah! Damn. What a strange sensation. I was now staring up at the wall from the floor. There was a large gathering? Large slathering of chunky red bits strewn all over it. Their dull earth tones clashed heavily with the wall's worn-out gray hues. It looked almost as if someone had winged a juicy pomegranate against it with all their might. Except this was no pomegranate. This was a person. It was me. My limbs were ripped clean off and my belly had burst open into a conglomeration of glistening blood, entrails, and other miscellaneous bodily fluids. The force of the impact was enough to scatter parts of me all the way to the ceiling. I was an unsightly mess of slimy globules and viscera. The smell was intensely foul, but then it was a conglomeration of raw meat, after all. Never mind the fact that it was my meat. And I was just a head, a severed head, torn off at the neck on impact, staring up at what was left of me in my last few moments of consciousness. Good God. That's some fucked up shit. Was that a dream? What an awful dream. Absolutely awful. And the worst part is, it was so vivid. I could even smell it. Wait. Where am I? This isn't right. I was just in the classroom, helping with cleanup. Is this part of the festival? Maybe. Class 5 was hosting a haunted house. Maybe that's where I am. God, I hate this kind of stuff. Shig? Miss Yui? Shinozaki? Mochiya? Well, why is no one saying anything? Come on, that's enough. Please, just stop. There was no response. There was only a deep, all-encompassing silence that hung in the air like a fog. Eek! What? Was that an earthquake? This really isn't funny anymore, guys. Despite continuing to plead with my friends, I knew this was reality. I had no choice but to accept it, no matter how much I wished it weren't true. A set piece like this, after all, was beyond the abilities of even the most professional theater troupe to create. This is no haunted house, is it? So where am I? What happened to me? And where's everyone else? Somebody please save me. Shig. You better disappear. Were those children? They're the same children I saw in my dream. And now we do shit. I've got a bad feeling about this room. I feel like if I enter, I'll be done for. Really? You only get one choice? Why even make it pop up? Why don't you just seal the door? I decided to follow my instincts on this one. Rather than entering the creepy infirmary, I'd be better suited trying to find my friends. I still couldn't believe I was really in this place, but I was. I was transported somewhere horrible. And if I was here, that meant the others were probably here. The others probably were too. I just needed to meet up with Shig. That alone would be enough to keep me going. Well, aren't we loud? Okay. Heading to 3A. It was a young girl. She seemed to be in her mid-teens. She was wearing a school uniform, suggesting she was indeed another student from somewhere. But something wasn't right. Upon closer inspection, I realized that this young girl was very much dead. She's dead? For real? She smells. I wondered how much time had passed since she died. Externally, she still looked to be mostly intact, but her internal organs had clearly begun to decay, with various and sundry fluids leaking out onto the floor all around her. Drawing in for a more detailed look, I noticed that both her eyeballs had been stabbed with pencils. No, you've got to be kidding. She's dead? She's dead? What do I do? What do I do? The police. I have to call the police. My cell phone. I tried dialing 110, Japan's emergency services, but the call wouldn't go through. No. Am I out of range? I'm sorry. I guess I really can't do anything for you. I'm really, really sorry. I feel like I'm going to be sick. Is this what happens to all of us after we die? Trying to call fucking help in a place like this? You've got to be kidding me. You ain't getting no damn help. Gee, do I read that or not? It's a ghost. Please, my body, hide it. What? Hide my body. Are you the owner of this body? So you want me to hide you? I don't want people to see me like this. I don't know what to do. Can I help this person? I wish I could give you a proper burial, but maybe I can at least find a blanket or something to cover you up with. I'll see what I can do. Here. It's extremely dusty, but from the looks of it, this is a sheet that goes on the infirmary bed. This should be big enough, right? I rolled up the dusty sheet and put it under my arm and returned to classroom 3A. Hey, look at that. It did it for me. It's not very clean, but it seems to fully cover you, at least. Thank you. It's no problem. I understand where you're coming from. As a girl, it would be embarrassing for other people to see you like that. Be sure you hang on to that sense of sympathy. In this place, things like kindness, friendship, and consideration can be easily corrupted. Seems like a pretty sturdy board. Might be a good idea to take it with me. And damn right it is. Yay, I can make a bridge. What's this? Looks like some kind of charm. Oh yeah, give me that. Yay. What's this? A thank you gift from that girl, maybe? I'll have to make sure I put it in my student ID holder so I don't lose it. Yeah, see? They don't tell you what the hell these things do specifically. But according to the walkthrough, it saves me from a bad end. Once. Well, looks like I'm going this way. There's a large hole in the floor here. Not for long. I'm going to stick a board on it. I wonder if I could use that loose board I found to cross here. Damn straight. Seems sturdy enough. Should be possible to cross here now. Ooh, candle. Pretty candle. Ah, I recognize this. It's one of Shinazaki's candles for sure. That means everyone else must be somewhere in here too. Huh, so it's just a reference, huh? Means you can actually save whenever the hell you want now. Except for in dialogue. I keep forgetting which is a speed up button. There are skeletal remains here. Whoever this was seems to have died a while ago, as the bones are already bleach white. Judging by stature and clothing, this was probably a middle school girl. There's a blood-stained box cutter laying on the ground nearby, suggesting a likely cause of death. A student ID name tag is attached to the front of her uniform. Hina Hirose. I don't want anything to do with you. We're just friends, and we're not even that anymore. For you to do what you did just because there are no teachers or adults around, it's disgusting. Disgusting. Positively disgusting. Just die. Just die already. The door's frozen in place as if just covered by decoration. The wall can't be opened, that's nice. I can't even jostle it. It's like a solid wall. Something is definitely very wrong here. Here we go. unforgivable. I thought we were friends. I hope you die in agony. Uh-oh. Just as I was about to leave the entranceway, the spirit of a little boy suddenly materialized in front of the door. I remembered his face. It's him. What do I do? If he catches me, I'm done for. I immediately ducked into the shadow of the shoe cubbies, doing my best to stay out of sight. Don't look at him. Get the fuck out of there. Alright, it's like I'm free to go. Let's see. Looks like I'm going this way. Let's see. The classroom 1C. Supposed to be looking for a notebook. There are numerous papers scattered on the floor. They seem to be torn out pages from a notebook. The battered notebook they came from is also lying just a few feet away. Most of the pages are soaked with blood or other sundry fluids, rendering their contents illegible, but a few sentences can be made out here and there. Something's apparently had strong feelings for her for a long time, and he's God's gift to win. Jocks thinks just because he's good at sports, how she's here in the godforsaken the guy who sees her like that. If he tries anything, I swear I'll kick his ass. Won't let him get away with this. She and I will find something back home together. Though I have to, I'm scared. Writing about her best friend, huh? Sounds like she came here with a friend and swore to protect her from someone else they knew. But, Shig and everyone else, you're all still out there somewhere, right? I feel bad taking it, but this notebook might be good to have on hand. Maybe I'll run into the best friend or that boy. It's a human skeleton, still in the process of decaying. Based on size and uniform, this was probably a female junior or senior high school student. And there's still a name tag pinned in her jacket. Ayaka Shimizu from Mijigawa High School. Okay, so I have the notebook. Now I head to 1A. How strange. I feel like I can breathe just a little easier in this room. Maybe Shig and the others have been here. Or maybe that's just wishful thinking. A rusty key sits on the teacher's podium, atop a note that just says, "Do not use this key under any circumstances." I wonder what it's to. I know the note says not to use it, but this key could be important. I should take it with me, just in case. And we're going up. It's like I'm going past the reference room. Apparently so. A set of skeletal remains, still in the process of decaying. Based on height and uniform, this seems to have been a junior or senior high school boy. There's a pair of spiked shoes laying on the ground nearby. Maybe he was an athlete? His head seems to have been detached from his body completely. There's not a lot of blood on the floor, but it nonetheless seems logical to conclude that this was the cause of death. As expected, his student ID name tag seems to have survived intact and is still pinned to his uniform. From Momijigawa High School, Mitsurugi Amano. No, I didn't intend for that to happen. I just wanted to tell you how I felt. But then you had to go and die. Was this in regards to the dead girl I encountered in the entryway? He seemed to be wearing the same school uniform as her. What really happened here? I feel like I'm missing something. Gives me the creeps. But maybe I should go back and examine the girl's body more carefully. Huh. Automatically takes me there, huh? Skeletal remains here. I feel bad doing this, but I really need to take a closer look at you. There's a box cutter on the floor next to the girl's body. Its blades jagged and crusted over with blood. It's clearly not usable anymore. But everything seems to indicate that this is what was used to kill her. There's a sticker label on the back of the handle with a name written on it. Its owner, perhaps? It says Ayaka Shimizu. That scared the fuck out of me. The notebook I picked up earlier suddenly fell from my hands, and despite the air being completely still in the room, its pages began flipping as soon as it hit the ground. Most were blank, but the very last page contained a few hastily scrawled sentences. Hina is mine. I will always protect her. Always. I'm not about to lose to a man like that. Damned Amano. Hina seems like she might have a crush on him. So what do I do with my feelings then? I can't simply hand them off to someone else. I made up my mind. Oh, come on. I know there's something else there. Fine. Will kill before. Hina, I love you. A student ID must be hers. Hina Hirose from Momijigawa High School. There are crooked, hastily scribbled letters in the memo section at the back of the student ID booklet. It's unclear what was used to write them, though it certainly doesn't look like ink or pencil. They read, "You're no friend. You're no friend. You're an asshole. You're a pervert. Don't touch me. Don't say you love me. I loathe you. Our friendship is over." How could she? To a dead girl, no less. That's absolutely awful. Shig, I can't take it anymore. I don't want to be in a place like this. I didn't even want to look at it, but I decided to hang on to the student ID book. I thought maybe it would yield some valuable clues down the line, and I'd do whatever I had to in order to see Shig and the others again. It's so sad to see this happen between friends. I hope you're at least able to rest in peace now. Friends. I guess in that regard, I've really been blessed. My friends are all happy, fun, beautiful people. I wish I could see them. I wonder where they are right now. Mayu, 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 Mayu. Is that? Mayu, can you hear me? If you can, please say something. Shig! I'm right here, Shig. Shig, I'm here. Can you hear me? Where are you? Mayu, where are you? Mayu! Wait, Shig, don't leave me. I'm right here. Shig! The calls had stopped. The voice was long gone. He must have wandered too far away. Shig, didn't my voice reach you? Was I not loud enough? He can't have gone too far, though. Shig, Shig, if you can hear me, say something. So we're going this way again. Shig, where are you? I've been looking all over for you. Are you over here? I just want to see you. No, stop it, Mayu. If you start crying over something like this, imagine how badly Shig would tease you about it later. Ah! Another earthquake? The tremors were so intense, I was unable to keep standing. I fell hard on my bottom and watched as my student ID slipped from my skirt and into a hole. The scrap of paper from the Sachiko charm must have shaken loose in the process. It slipped out and snaked its way haphazardly onto the floor. Was it finally over? I cautiously pulled myself back to my feet. And that's when I realized that the whole hallway had changed. Cracks and holes in the floor had somehow been sealed up, and a window that was there before is now completely gone. I couldn't really come to terms with what I was seeing. Was this reality? What kind of hell was I stuck in anyway? I was getting goosebumps all over my body, and my mind felt like it was shutting down. Then I saw the Sachiko charm scrap and snapped back to my senses. God, I've got to be more careful. I almost lost this. I scooped it up, thinking of Shig standing next to me, and everyone else smiling and laughing during that ritual. My body was trembling in fear, and my vision was beginning to blur. This place was taking its toll on me. Pleasant memories of friends were all I had left. Why? Why is this happening? So in other words, they won't let us use the cultural assembly stage? Unfortunately not. I got his permission to use it on the phone, but I guess that really doesn't do us any good if the advisor in charge isn't on board. Huh. Anachronistic nonsense. Not much we can do, though. Our own advisor isn't exactly known for his enthusiasm, and putting on a show outside of school would have its own problems. And you're content just to leave it like that? Leave it at that? The script is already finished, you know. Maybe I should try my hand at negotiating. Just because they're adults doesn't mean they necessarily deserve all the respectful platitudes we're expected to give them, after all. Go for it, hee hee. What's so funny? Oh, nothing, really. I was just thinking how cute you look when you're mad. Don't be stupid. I'm kidding, really. I'm just happy you're here to get upset over something like this for me. Well, I'm not good with conflict, so it's just kind of refreshing to have you get angry in my place. Quirky as ever, I see. By which you mean I've got lots of personality, right? Just another reason I'm the poster girl for the drama club. Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Of course, I do more than just act. I also write scripts. I produce, I make costumes. It's tough being such a Renaissance woman. You are very strong, Mayu. Huh? You're a strong person. Even when things are looking down, you always have a smile on your face. And you've always been so mindful of family and friends. Much more than I. You're always willing to shed a tear in sympathy when times are tough, no matter who's watching. Come on, Shig. Is that supposed to be some kind of pickup line or something? I mean, you're the one who's always saying I'm unreliable. No, I'm simply speaking from the heart here. There are different kinds of strength in the world, after all. Yours is, how do I put this? Yours is bountiful. It's a strength that never falters. No matter what trying times await, no matter how many times you stumble and fall, you're the type who will always get right back up and try again. It's a substantial strength, too. Substantial enough that even a cold human being like myself can plainly see it. Shig? It's not true, Shig. I'm not that strong. I'm just good at making myself seem that way in front of other people. But in reality, when I'm faced with uncomfortable situations, I freeze up. I've just been playing a part all this time. The part of the good girl that everybody wants me to be. Shig, save me. You must be laughing right now, saying Mayu's so lost without me or something. Suzumoto? Kishinuma, what happened? Why are you sitting in the middle of the hallway? Kishinuma, I'm so glad to see you. Are you okay? Yeah, more or less. How about you, Suzumoto? You don't seem injured or anything. Yeah, I'm fine. Did he see me crying? Hey, you got a little snot there. It's kind of dirty, but you can use my handkerchief if you want. Oh, thanks. But no thanks. You should save that for Shinozaki. Huh? What do you mean? Never mind. Don't worry about it. Just being silly. Okay. Speaking of Shinozaki, though, have you, seen her anywhere? No, I haven't. Okay, so this isn't the way she came, I guess. Was Shinozaki with you then? Yeah, up until just a short while ago. Then she suddenly started acting weird. It was like she was possessed or something. She started screaming all kinds of crazy things I couldn't understand, then ran off somewhere. Oh no, I don't like that at all. She's got a real affinity for the spirit world, you know. Maybe that earthquake was somehow connected to her. Actually, about the earthquake. Kishinuma sure was taking his sweet time. He went off to search the poolside area by himself, citing the heavy rain as an excuse for me to stay indoors while he gallantly got soaked up in my place. I went along with it because I thought it seemed unusually chivalrous coming from someone like him. But he's a rank amateur in matters of the spirit, so I was beginning to worry he'd gotten himself attacked or something. And that worry was just starting to turn to panic when... No good. I think there's something caught in the gray at the bottom. But I can't find any way of draining the water so I can actually check it out. I did come across a locked pump room though, so if we can find the key and get in there, we might be able to make some progress. I see. That's kind of disappointing. Here I thought we might be onto something, since this whole area has a really weird vibe to it. Hey now, aren't you forgetting something? I'm the one who's freezing my ass off after scouting around in the pouring rain. How about a little gratitude? Gratitude? As I recall, you said you'd handle this because it was too dangerous for me. So you brought this on yourself. Well, yeah, I guess, but... it's not like it could hurt to thank me. What was that? Nothing. So what do we do now? Well, we can't get up to the second floor, and we can no longer reach the staircase past the entranceway on account of the hall splitting in half. There was that earthquake not too long ago. You think that's what split the hall? There's a good possibility, yeah. It happened right around when the door to this locker room opened up after all. Do you think maybe our actions are having a direct influence on the building? That sounds like the setup to some loony bin occult fanfic or something. Hey, don't use the word occult like it's some kind of insult. It comes from Latin, you know. Occultus, meaning hidden, and it's primarily used today to describe paranormal studies, which stand in opposition to... Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Can we save the lecture for another day, please? Believe me, I have a whole new respect for the occult since coming here. I mean, the things that are happening to us sure aren't natural. Hell, I've only been here a few hours, and I've already lost count of all the dead bodies and ghosts we've seen. I have no choice but to believe you. Though coming from anybody else, all this talk about other dimensions and spiritual planes and stuff would seem pretty far-fetched even in here. Reality is pretty pervasive, huh? Or persuasive, huh? It has a way of forcing you to accept truths that you might have otherwise struggled with forever. No matter how messed up those truths might be. At any rate, I guess all we can do right now is recheck the areas we can still get to. Looks like we're going up to the second floor. Oh, apparently not. The stairwell is packed tightly with desks, making it completely impassable. Fucking bastards. I think this is where the fucking walkthrough got a little retarded. Stairway southwest. Head north 2 or more space, at which point an event will occur. What you're saying makes no fucking sense. You know what? Let's try this one instead. Maybe they got it wrong. Because it says descend. No, wait. There's a large hole in the floor here. It won't be possible to go any further down this hall in this direction. Blah, 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 blah. What a jackass. There's really nothing to descend because I'm already on the first floor. Why would it say descend? I was on the first floor to begin with. Examine the third faucet. Where the hell would you see a faucet at? From what I've heard, you don't go up this way because you'll get screwed over and shit. Fuck this stupid walkthrough. I think it skipped something. Descend the first to second floor stairway to the southwest once again. Then head north 2 or more spaces, at which point an event will occur. Considering the way things transitioned. It says something about a faucet. I'm going to the locker room. Yeah. Well, you can examine each of them. Examine the third. Examine the third faucet from the right. So that would be the one in the middle. Upon twisting the handle, the tin shower head above spun slightly, and a small bent piece of wire fell out from it onto the ground. This could come in handy. Head to the hallway just outside classroom 4A. Damn it. I don't like this. Supposedly something happens if you go up through there. But it's the only way up there. Huh. Not this time, apparently. The door to classroom 4A is locked. What pulley? There's no pulley here. Head to the hallway just outside classroom 4A. Then examine the door to the far... Oh. Examine the door to the far right. No, get that off. I don't know why I read pulley. What the fuck? The door's locked up tight. Maybe I can use that wire to pick the lock. Alright, time for the Grand Lockpick Championship. You kind of seem like a cat burglar right now. It's more like a jailbreak than a burgle. In our case, all we're trying to do is get the hell out of here. The door seems to have successfully unlocked. You did. Fortunately, the lock was super old and not very complicated. I have to admit, the expression on her face was priceless. I've never seen that look on her face before. Anyway, I unlocked it. Enter, which means you do it from here. Creepy. The hell? This isn't shaped like any classroom I've ever seen. Wait, what did you just say? Just that this room is screwy. I mean, look at it. Kishinuma, have you ever said that before? No, of course you haven't, but I know I've been in here before. This is where we saw that little boy spirit. Oh, you just had to bring him up, didn't you? Oh crap, it's him. When the hell did he get here? No, you can't go near him. We have to get out of the room immediately. There's something very wrong in here. Yeah, even I can tell that much. But look over there in the corner. There's something in here. I'm going to check it out. You stay here, and if things start to get out of hand, just forget about me and make a break for it, okay? Who put you in charge? Fine, go if you want. Just be careful. And whatever you do, make sure you don't look into that kid's eyes. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Alright then. Just examine the pulley, huh? Its exact purpose is unknown, but there's a large, conspicuous lever attached to it. Probably couldn't hurt to pull this, right? Head to the hallway outside in the custodian's closet, examine the gap, and choose to go in. Huh. Did that do anything? I don't know. Just get back here. With pleasure. Examine the gap and choose to go in. The lever appears to have opened a trapdoor in the wall, just wide enough for a person to fit through. Looks like this goes somewhere. I don't like it though. It gives me the creeps. Even more than the pool or that classroom. Yeah, but there's a chance it might lead outside. Alright. I'll go first and make sure it's safe. You wait here. No way am I letting you go by yourself. When it comes to ghosts and curses, you're about as clueless as they come. It's a small chest of some sort. What the heck is this? It's a small, finely detailed accessory case made from tortoiseshell. Its design is long outdated, but the quality of its craftsmanship suggests it must have been very expensive back in its day. Slightly shaking, it produces a loud, distinct rattle. There's definitely something in here, and based on the sound and something The lightweight of this thing, it's got to be really tiny. Not sure if we'll need whatever it is, but we might as well take it with us just in case. A noise from inside the closet. Creepy. Bitter. It's bitter. It's wearing down my back teeth. Crunch, 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 crunch. That's why I said we should stop this. I want to go to karaoke again, but not with all these aphids around. I quickly turned around to find Shinozaki excitedly mumbling something to herself in a low tone. Her whole body was slanted with her head leaning against a wall, and she was completely focused on one specific section of the empty floor. Shinozaki? Mind your business, your own business, goddammit. Huh? But what do you mean? Should I have not taken this chest or something? What's wrong? Shinozaki then began repeatedly banging her head against a wall. The motion was almost rhythmic, as if in time with the ticks of a clock or a metronome. Hey, cut it out. What the hell's wrong with you? Always, always. You always do this. What was it you said? Because we're friends? Well, I can take care of myself. What's with that look? You just hold on a second. Ugh, my throat is burning up. Ugh, it stinks. It's rancid. I have to run. Why would you do this to me? You're my sister. Well, you can die too. After stumbling around almost drunkenly for a few moments, Shinozaki suddenly took off running. She leaped through the trap door and out into the hall. But what the hell was that all about? Wait, this is no time to be standing around. I've got to go find her. She's currently an interesting specimen. Who's there? Oh God, look who. I'm not certain where she came from, nor when or how she got here. She seemed to be about the same age as me. She looked mostly normal, but her eyes were much less vibrant than they should have been, appearing flat and lifeless like those of a dead fish. Her name was Naho Senoki. I guess you could say I'm a medium-come-writer-come high school student, or something like that. Or I was, anyway, when I was alive. When you were alive? Are you telling me you're a ghost? Regrettably, that's exactly what I am. Are you one of that little bastard's friends then? The hell did you do to Shinozaki? And why did you trap us here in the first place? Oh my, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I, like you, am essentially a victim, though there's a little more to it than that, of course. Oh, so you were trapped here too then? And you, more importantly right now, the girl who just ran out of here seems to have quite a gift. Oh yeah, Shinozaki. Wait, please. If you wish to have a place at her side for a long time to come, I believe it would be advantageous of you to listen to my advice. At her side? For a long time to come? Alright, but can you make it quick? Such a firm, cool response is very telling. Well, I'm listening, so what's this about Shinozaki being gifted? You're familiar with the concept of spiritual mediums, shrine maidens, and shamans now. They're all people with the ability to lend their bodies to beings that natural science can't quite classify. Beings you would call spirits or gods. They're people who take part in channeling rituals, basically possession, much like the demonic sort you see in movies. So, kind of like the Itako from traditional folklore then? Exactly. You've seen it now. Your friend can take in the thoughts of the dead that flare around in these accursed halls and output them through her own body. And no, I said thoughts, not spirits. They aren't souls, but rather the loose remnants of broken minds. Heavenly Host is a frighteningly unique place. So if she is indeed able to channel them, take it from me, she has a very powerful gift. Can you really call that a gift? She's not like you, you know. Perhaps not. But if you intend to escape from here, these talents of hers could prove most advantageous, provided, of course, she learns to control them. Control them? Well, you saw what happened. She wasn't in control at all, but rather being controlled by the thoughts of another. Think of it as if she had an enormous antenna on her head with impeccable reception 24 hours a day. Except that antenna was missing not only any means of channeling frequency, but any sort of on-off switch as well. At this rate, she's bound to short circuit and break down, or worse still, she might lose her sense of self and essentially become a mindless radio. Are you saying there's no way to get her back? I don't know. Who's to say? That all depends on her, and on you. Well, then come with me and help me save her, please. I'm sorry, I can't do that. You see, I'm also trying to find someone who's important to me. I've done all I can for you. Whether this experience ends well or gets worse, again, depends entirely on you both. I wish you the best of luck. Whoa, another one? This was the big one. I literally couldn't stand up. I fell to my knees on the floor. I couldn't even tell how long it lasted. It felt like it would never end. But eventually, little by little, it did subside. I stood back up and surveyed my surroundings, but as expected, the ghost of the girl was nowhere to be seen anymore. And this particular quake felt like it shook the very foundation of the entire building. Shinozaki was all I had on my mind. She was in serious danger. I just don't know what the hell is going on anymore. But if there's one thing I do know, it's that I have to be there for her, no matter what. Shinozaki! You know what really pisses me off, though? That she kept talking to me as if I were totally ignorant about psychic phenomena, like a complete dimwit. But look at what happened to her. Too gifted for her own good, if you ask me. Wow, sounds like you and Shinozaki had a pretty rough time in there, too. Well, you seem to have done pretty well for being by yourself. Shouldn't Morishige have been with you, though? Yeah, but he's not. I've been trying to find him. Considering how cool and collected he is, I'm sure he's fine, wherever he is. I mean, if he sees a ghost, he'll probably just furrow his brow and be all like, "You remind me of Shakespeare's sonnet or something, you know?" And since you and I ran into one another already, I know you'll find him sooner or later. Yeah, you're probably right. I'm sure I'll come across him eventually. Though I guess there are a lot more places to look now that the hallway's back in one piece again. But there are two of us, and two pairs of eyes are better than one. There we go. That's more like the Suzumu we all know and love. Okay, then let's give this everything we've got, and let's find our friends. You bet. Shig, I know you're somewhere nearby, and that's enough to keep me going. I will find you, I swear. But before we set off, I call a bathroom break. Seriously? Sorry, I've been so scared and nervous since we got here. I guess it's taken its toll on my stomach. I get this way before a production sometimes, too. Fair enough. Guess we'll keep an eye out for a restroom on our way, then. There's a gap in the floor here. A board's been laid across it as a makeshift bridge, but it's a bit unstable after the quake. Best to cross with care. The stairwell is completely packed with desks, making it virtually impassable. Fortunately, the last earthquake seems to have knocked many of them loose. With two people working in tandem, it shouldn't take very long to clear a path. What do we do with all these desks, Kishinuma? We could just climb over them with a little effort, but they might all come crashing down if we make one wrong move. Yeah, let's move them out of the way. Yeah, we found the little girl's room. If you'll excuse me for a minute, then. Sure, I'll wait nearby. If anything happens, just call out. Don't, way too close, though, okay? It'd be kind of embarrassing if you heard me. Guess my stomach must be in pretty bad shape. Almost there. I'm so glad there was a usable toilet in here. Alright, good to go. What's this? Did I hit my stomach on something? It's all red. When did this happen and how? Even if I had hit my stomach on something, who ever heard of someone's belly being bruised? I took a closer look and found myself momentarily breathless. What? What in the world happened to me? The reddish-purple bruise was like fault lines emanating out in 4 directions, with my belly button serving as the epicenter. It almost looked like a weirdly colored spiderweb attached to my skin. What's wrong? Nothing. I'll be out in a sec. Sorry to keep you waiting. I feel much better now. Glad to hear it. But didn't I tell you to keep your distance? What? I did. You were just kind of loud there for a second. You seem startled. Is everything okay? Oh, yeah. Sorry that I worried you. So, how about you? Are you good in the bathroom situation, or do you need to go too? Well, the boys' room is kind of occupied. When you open the stall door, there's this guy's voice that yells out, "Shut the goddamn door!" Oh, I can see how that might make it tough to go. Well, let's just put that out of our minds for now and focus on finding Shinozaki, okay? Sounds good. Why am I not saying anything to him about the bruise on my stomach? Is it because I'd be too embarrassed to show it to a boy? No, that's not it. My mind was racing, with worst-case scenarios popping in my head one after another. I kept hoping this was all in my imagination. All nothing but a nightmare. But it sure felt real, and that was the scariest thing of all. Maybe I was sick. Maybe I needed to go to a hospital. I couldn't stand all this uncertainty. But I didn't say anything about it. I just walked with Kishinuma all throughout the school building in search of Shinozaki. I thought maybe if I went with him, I might run into Shig along the way, or at least find some clue as to his whereabouts. But no such luck. Our search eventually led us back down to first floor. Having covered all our other bases, we set our sights on the pool. But just as we approached the locker room, hey, did you hear that? Yeah, it came from in there. A girl who looked to be around middle school age had been laid flat on the floor. Both of her arms were bound and her eyes and mouth were covered with sash-like strips of cloth. She was obviously being held against her will. She was kicking both legs and writhing all around, frantically trying to break loose from her bindings, but it didn't seem likely that she would succeed. "Oh God, we have to save her." It was only after saying this that I noticed the bruises on her legs. Those weird markings look an awful lot like the ones on my stomach. Or am I just paranoid? Regardless of what caused them or how they might relate to my own injuries, this girl had markings like rope burns clearly visible on her slender thighs. They were peculiar bruises that looked almost like letters, as if they signified something that was just beyond our ability to decipher. "Hey, Eartha Suzumoto." Sorry. "Hang in there. We're going to loosen those bindings right now." "Wait, stop. Take a closer look. This isn't going to be easy." Kishinuma grabbed my arm to hold me back. I was a bit confused, but did as he suggested, and it didn't take me long to see the problem. The strips of cloth holding this girl to the floor actually seemed to be rolls of gauze, and whoever bound her like this really did a number. The gauze was stretched haphazardly all across the room's furnishings. Several strands of it were then projected upward to the top of the nearest cubby shelf, where they were wrapped around the neck of a plaster bust, and from there they extended up to the ceiling, where they were wrapped tightly around the handle of a bucket suspended in midair, suspended right above the girl. In other words, if we pulled on any bandages the wrong way or moved any dust, the plaster bust might fall, and if that happened, the bucket would spill right onto her. I wonder what the hell is in there. Maybe it's nothing. But if it's not... help. The girl was thrashing wildly, unable to move or see or too scared to call out. Sadly, this wasn't helping at all. It only served to pull the plaster bust closer and closer to the edge of the shelf. It was impossible to say whether or not she had any inkling of the threat that loomed literally right above her head. It seemed increasingly like that this was the intent behind the trap. If the victim attempted to escape, she would only wind up killing herself. What do we do? What can we do? Don't panic. We just need to find some way of getting that bucket down from the ceiling. Can you reach, though? I think we should remove the bandages on her face first and try to calm her down. Either way, there's no time to lose. We have to do something, and we have to do it now. Let's see. Yeah, if she keeps kicking like that, this'll be over before we know it. Alright then, sit tight. We'll get those bandages off. Help. She should have heard every word Kishinuma was saying, but she didn't seem to be calming down in the slightest. With all the layers of bandages crisscrossed over her ears, maybe she couldn't understand us. Unable to see, unable to hear, and too frightened to scream. I think I'd squirm too if I were in her position. Damn it. This is really wrapped up tight. Okay, I think I got it. Can you see me? Help me. What's happening? It's so dark. Calm down. You need to stop thrashing around like that. I'm so scared. Just get me out of here. Save me. Nari, Hikari, Chihaya. Someone. Anyone. Crap. You need to stay calm. Look at me. Try not to panic. Take slow, deep breaths. There you go. That's good. Everything's going to be alright. We're working on setting you free right now. Okay. Gradually, the girl began to calm down. I gently stroked her cheek where I just slapped it. Tears were welling in both our eyes. I closed mine and nodded my head. Good girl. You just need to hang in there a little bit longer. We'll have you out really soon. As long as you hold still, there's nothing to be afraid of. Okay. I'm okay now. I'll be right here at your side. Just try to keep positive. Kishinuma, would you mind pushing the statue a little so it doesn't fall off the shelf? Oh, yeah, I'm on it. Ugh. This is really wrapped tight, but there. I think that should do it. Are you alright? Can you stand? No, not really. My knees are shaking too much. Well then, how about just sitting up for a bit? Give those knees time to recover. I put my arms around her, and only then did I realize what she meant. She was shaking from head to toe, more violently than I'd ever felt before. She must have been frightened out of her mind. That. What was that? Thank you. So very much. That must have been really, really scary for you, but it's okay now. I've never seen Suzumoto act so adult. Guess it's her maternal instincts kicking in. Women are amazing. Even with her constantly depending on Morishige, I could totally see her turn to someone like Miss Yui when she gets older. Thank you both so much for what you've done. You saved my life. I'm just glad you're alright. Never expected someone to tell me I saved their life, and mean it literally. That's for sure. My name is Nana Ogasawara. I'm a 7th grader at Musashigawa Girls Junior High School. I'm Mayu Suzumoto. It's nice to meet you. And this delinquent-looking fellow is Yoshiki Kishinuma. Oh, come on. What kind of introduction is that? I think you've been hanging out with Morishige too much. Hard to believe you're a 7th grader, though. That means you're 1 year below Satoshi's sister. Yet you're so much taller and you seem so with it. I guess Yuka must be in this school somewhere, too. Huh? I hope she doesn't get herself separated from Ochida. Kishinuma and Suzumoto, are you two searching for your friends as well? Yeah, 5 friends from class. 1 homeroom TA and 1 classmate's little sister. We're not sure exactly what's going on in here just yet, but I guess they're trying to find us too. I see. I've been separated from my friends as well, and wound up the way you found me when I was looking for them. Yeah, what the hell kind of sicko did that to you anyway? I really don't know. I was just wandering around trying to find Nari and the others when someone reached out from behind me and covered my eyes. Whoever it was incredibly strong. I really couldn't fight back. If I had to guess, I'd say it was probably a really big man. A really big man, huh? Any ideas, Suzumo? Uh-huh. I mean, the only living people I've met here so far are Kishinuma and this girl. Guess there's more to worry about in here than just lost souls and that ghost brat. Nana suddenly planted both arms firmly at her sides, shrunk into herself, and began shaking again. She was probably thinking about what had happened to her. I don't think we need to talk about that right now, Kishinuma. Huh? Oh, sorry. I think I'm going to take our new friend to the pool for a moment. Will you wait here, please? What? Let's go. It's raining outside, so there's clean water, you know. Okay. Now, wait just a minute. It's dangerous out there. If you're thirsty, I'll go gather some rainwater and bring it back for you. Wait right here. You're going to wait for us to come back. Understood? If anything happens, we'll call for you. I promise. Alright. Just be careful, okay? Sorry about that. Kishinuma means well. He's just a little dense. Oh, it's alright. I'm sorry, too, to be such a bother. Oh, it's no bother. If something as scary as that had happened to me, I'd done the same. But we're alone out here, so feel free to wash up as much as you need to. I'll look the other way if you'd like. Yes, please, if you would. Rayo. I walked over to the wall, where the roof's overhang offered some protection from the rain, and waited for Nana to finish up. Taking this time to look around, I noted that the whole building was surrounded by a dense forest. Theoretically, we could climb the fence here and leave, but we'd just be trading a creepy dark school for creepy dark woods. Could we survive out there? And would we actually be able to get home? I just wanted to find Shig. He'd be able to look at this situation coolly and rationally, without flipping out and getting all emotional like me. I just needed to find him, to see his face. Shig. I was starting to get teary-eyed again when I noticed Nana lazily running toward me. As she neared, she slowed to a walk. It's cold. Your body heat will dry you off in no time, and we can spray on a little perfume too. We are both completely soaked from head to toe. But I was confident we'd dry off quickly enough once we got back inside the school building. And since I happened to have some travel fragrance in my pouch, I took it out and spritzed a little on and around Nana's shirt. Oh, I think I noticed that. It's Rols's Sunlight Yellow, right? Bingo, it's my current favorite fragrance. I like it a lot too. My allowance is pretty small though, so I'm using a cheaper one right now. Well, once we make it out of here, I'll gladly share mine with you. Really? That's so kind of you. I'll make sure to wear some at our next drama club performance. It'll be my first time on stage, so I'm sure I'll need it. You're in drama club? Wow. I'm actually in our high school's drama club myself. You are? I'll bet you're an actress. Well, I do act, but I also write scripts and make costumes. We don't have a lot of members, but I don't mind. I love everything about stage drama. That's amazing. You can do all that? Nana? Oh, you don't mind if I call you by your first name, do you? Of course not. You're welcome to call me Mayu, too. Anyway, you really have an amazing figure. I'd love it if you let me make some clothes for you sometime. Oh, wow. Would you? Though, there are probably much slimmer girls out there that your talents would be better suited to. Like my old friend Nari. She's practically a jewel. She's so pretty. And my friend Chihaya is super cute, like a princess. Well, let's just find those friends of yours and all go back home together. Kishinuma and I will be glad to help you in your search, if you help us in ours. Sure thing, Mayu. Come on, let's head back in before we both catch colds. Oh, and Nana, I noticed you have some bruises on your thigh. Did something happen? Huh? What? I didn't even know they were there. Maybe I got them when I was captured. I was pretty hysterical, so I don't have a very clear memory of everything that happened. Okay, sorry to ask such an awkward question. All done. About time. You were out there for way too long. I was starting to get really worried. Well, a woman's beauty takes time to mold. Anyway, while we're out searching for Shig and the others, you mind if we also keep watch for Nana's friends? Of course I don't mind. Let's find everybody who doesn't belong here and get the hell out. You two ready to go? You bet. Oh, look at that. And they finally fucking stopped the damn dialogue. Well, I'd say that's it for part 3. Looks like I'll be finishing this chapter in part 4. Hope you guys are enjoying the Let's Play so far. You know, I have to admit, they weren't kidding when they said it plays more like a damn gameplay-heavy visual novel. That's what it feels like. So much reading and so little action. But I'm still going to keep playing to the end. So anyway, go ahead and like and subscribe if you want. And hopefully I'll see you again in part 4 of Corpse Party Book of Shadows. This is Anime Brian, signing out.